Mighty Ho, Stampers, Deb Valder here, your new Fun Stampers Journey Coach. Today I'm going to show you this beautiful masculine card. It's going to be using one of our 3D embossing folders, and these are amazing. Right now we only have 2 of them, but I'm sure there's going to be more to come. This is the 3D embossing folder right here, and it's embossing on embossing. It is absolutely gorgeous. So let's get started. I started off with a card base that is 4 1/4 by 11, and I scored it at 5 1/2. So that's my card base. The measurements for the rest of the card are going to be on my blog, so you can hop on over there and get the rest of the measurements for those. So let me just first start out by showing you how I cut this square right here. I used my Journey rectangles, and I used the ones that have the perforation in it. So I used not the first and second one, but the third and the fourth one. And that's from the outside in. So it's the third and the fourth one. So I used this size right here on my Journey rectangles. And you remember that when you use these, that these right here end up perforating so that you don't have to go and poke, 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 poke. And I love that we have rectangles. Rectangles are amazing. All right. So you can also use these to cut out pieces like this on the inside. You know how I do that, but today I'm going to stamp and punch on that, so I'm not going to do it for this one. But those rectangles can be used to save your paper like I always do. So let me just show you what I did. The first thing I did was, for this project I used the Journey Grand. If you have the Journey Platinum, by all means you can use that to cut this out. And all I did was take my two pieces to cut out that rectangle, and then on the back is where they are perforated. Now this is where I like to show you, let me get rid of this. I like to show you that before you take it off of here, I want you to take your finger and just take off all of the chadge, because if you do that now, it's going to save you, like here's one right there, it's going to save you from having to use your little poker to poke the rest of them out. Because even though it does poke all the way through, sometimes, just like a chad, it will hang there. So what you want to do is to just take your finger and run it across there. And now we're ready to take it out. So I'm going to bring in my bloom tool. I'm going to change it, because I know we're not going to need the piercer. I'm going to change it to the spatula. And this is, I use the spatula so that I don't rip the paper. It just helps get things out a little bit easier. So I'm just going to get it started with my finger, and then just take, and it's this simple. Isn't that pretty cool? And you just run it all the way around. This paper is absolutely stamping worthy. It's wonderful. It is 80-pound paper, and I just love it. The texture of it and the feel of it, it's just absolutely wonderful. So there's my black piece right here. The next thing I need to do, that's this piece we're working on, and see the little pokey things, the pierced pieces out of here? You want to do that before you do the embossing, because if you do the embossing and then run it through your Journey Grand again, you're going to take and you're going to have this piece will be actually matted down. So you want to do the piercing first and then do your 3D. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this piece right here, and I'm going to run it through my machine with my embossing folder. So I will take this. This is our 3D embossing folder, and it does have hinges on it, so you want to be very careful when you're working with it. You're going to take and put this in here just like that. You can put it anywhere on here, but for this project I like it right over here, so I have a little bit of room for my little piece right up here. So as you can see, I'm just taking and capturing all of this part right here, and then, well, let's run it through and I'll show you. So the sandwich for this one is going to be, now let me just tell you that on the Journey Platinum we have some special plates that are coming. So the special plates aren't here yet, so you do need to use the Journey Grand. If you have another die cut machine, you can absolutely use that. You just have to figure out the sandwich for it. With our Journey Grand, and that is what comes in the recruit kit, the large recruit kit, which by the way is on sale January 1st 2016, but watch my video for that. You'll see that coming. Anyway, you're going to use the embossing you're going to use the B embossing plate and the D adapter plate. So now let me just show you something that you really want to know, okay? When you go to put this in, when you go to feed it, you want to put it at an angle. If you put it this way, All right, it's just going to slide back out. If you put it this way, it's going to projectile that way. You don't want to do that. You want to really just take and make sure that it starts with this. It'll capture this part right here, and then it'll run through nice and easy. So I'm going to lay this on here, and I'll be right back because I'm going to run it through my Journey Grand. So I'll be back. So here I am, back with my piece, and this is what I just ran through. Look at the texture on this. Just absolutely look at all the texture on this piece. It is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. So you can use the reverse side or the what I call the puffy side, and that's what we're going to attach. So now that we've used those pieces right there, let's start putting our piece together. But before we do that, sorry, we have to do our stamping because that's what I punched out of here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my stamp, and that comes from the birthday greeting set, which I just absolutely love, right here. And I mounted it, let me just show you, I mounted it on one of our blocks. Remember, our blocks have the grids already etched into them. There was nothing added. There's nothing that's going to fall off. And what I like to do is to put it on the opposite side of the grid so that ink doesn't form inside these little grid lines right here. So all you have to do is just place it on here. And what I like to do is to just line up the words with the grids. For this one, it doesn't matter because we're just going to punch it out. But that's all you have to do. And now it is totally ready to go. So I'm going to take my black licorice ink. All right, this is our True Color Fusion ink, and I'm going to stamp it not once but twice. And they're both not for this card, but why waste the paper? As long as you're going to do this, you might as well do it and grab a couple of extra pieces. You know me, I'm always trying to think ahead and work ahead. So let's take that, put that away, and I'm going to bring in my new punch. And remember what I said. Here is the little flower right here. Here is the little flower right here. We're going to marry the two together. So you just slide it right on, listen to the click, and you're ready to go. I'm going to turn this upside down, and I'm going to punch out both of these little guys right here. So I'm going to punch. Can you see that? Am I in the camera? Okay, so I'm going to punch that one right there like that. And then I'm going to swing it around, and whoops, I stamped that one a little bit too close to the edge, so I'm going to just stamp another one because I really don't like to waste paper. So I'm going to grab this, and you know there's always two sides to every paper. So I'm just going to stamp this a little bit closer, and as you can see from this card, it doesn't matter how close you get because it's going to be covered. So here is that. I put that away. Let's just grab my punch back here. All right. Nobody's ever going to see the other side. That's just a note. If you make a card like this, make sure you punch them close to the edge and punch. Okay, so there are my two circles. One of them I'm going to put away. You don't want to throw this piece of paper away because you know that we are going to use that as our underlayered piece. So now what I'm going to do is take this. I'm going to add some of my adhesive to it, and we'll be good to go. So I just like to do a little bit here. This is such great sticky adhesive that, and this is just our adhesive. Okay, so now we're going to add that to the card in the middle. And let's grab our adhesive again. This one I'm going to add a little bit more than I would normally just because it's got a lot of texture to it, and you want to make sure that it's going to hold. All right, so these are all laid down flat. Now the reason I like to lay these down flat is because you can see the holes through the, right through the black piece of paper right here. So we have our embossed piece on top of our punched out piece, and you see, you can't even see all the stuff that I had covered up. Now, I don't know if you can see this, but I do have some of our twine on here. The black is the twine, and the oatmeal cookie is our thread. So there's two different textures on here which absolutely make this card beautiful. And I'm going to show you how to do that. So I'm going to take my circle. I'll lay these off to the side here. I'm going to take my circle right here. And we sell two sizes of square foams. And these, actually, they are just so economical. They're for 308 of these, you get for $2.95. And these are a little bit less as far as quantity, but they're $2.95. So watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to take and put one of these here, and I'm going to cut just some pieces of twine. All right, so I'm just going to cut a couple of pieces of this thread right here. and a couple of pieces of this twine right here. Can you see what I'm doing? And I'm going to take off this so it's sticky, and then I'm just going to kind of make little loops, and this is going to be the part that you really don't even have to think about. I'm just looping them like this so that they just stick up just above, let's see, just above the outside of this, okay? So these two are going that way, and this one I'm going to take and make go this way. You can do whatever you want. You can make them go out to the side. You can make them go up and down. Am I showing this okay? And then I've just got one more here. Alrighty. So we have that. Now I'm going to take some of the littler dots, because you don't need to waste all the big ones. You're going to take some of the littler dots and just put them around so it sticks just a little bit better. Alright? So I just have two more, and very economical. Again, $2.95 for 308 of these little mini dots right here. Okay? Alright, and then I'm just going to add it to my manly card right here. And it is, whoops, I got one of the little pieces of paper there. And it's ready to go. And that's all there is to this card. Isn't that absolutely gorgeous? And how simple was that? You could make up a bunch of these in different colors. You could make them in, you know, more feminine colors if you want. This is a very, very, very pretty stamp set right here. It has a bunch of different designs, all birthday though. Alrighty? So if you have any questions, let me know. Hop on over to my blog and I'll give you the measurements for all of these. And if you have any questions, you know how to get a hold of me. Take care and have a great day.